Rick Ross gets really pissed at Patrick Bet-David during this interview for bringing up things he don't want to talk about and people he don't want to talk about. But Patrick Bet-David just kept bringing up these people because every time he brought them up, Rick Ross would give him a viral clip. Now, eventually, Rick Ross' commentary on one of these people backfired when Patrick Bet-David would fact check him in the middle of Rick Ross hating on this person. But the first person that Patrick Bet-David brought up that Rick Ross didn't want to talk about was 50 Cent. But when 50 Cent name came up, Rick Ross took the opportunity to expose that 50 Cent apparently lives in a 2-bedroom shack.
Rose, the history with you and 50, is it better now? You guys now friends? Like, do you guys talk now, or is it still no relationship?
Nah, homie.
Talk like friends? Come on, man. You know better than that. Stop playing.
Wash, we've never been cool.
From day one?
No.
This is a big business you guys are a part of. You guys are two of the heavyweights in the business.
I mean, what is there to talk about?
A lot of things to talk about. History, the beef.
What kind of history? That he couldn't dress? That's all I used to tell him. Yo, you can't dress. You're not really getting no money. You don't own your masters. Eminem saved you. Dr. Dre saved you. All the big names. Rose did it himself. I came in through slip and slide. I had to build this myself.
I don't even remember how they beef started. It's been so long.
And I'm not speaking down on him because he live in a 2-bedroom apartment, but
He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment?
2-bedroom. Catch the alley hoop now. You gotta win by Yama, this bitch.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, he does. And if he does, what does that say about him?
He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment on his jet. What are you talking about? There's 3 2-bedroom apartments on his jet.
Come on now. Just the alley hoop.
Allegedly.
Come on now. What does it say about him?
You're saying 50 lives in a 2-bedroom. He just did a big documentary on Diddy that blew up. It was a #1 documentary for like weeks.
They just use him. They'll put his name on there, give him $10K, and that's it. He don't own any of that.
Patrick Bet-David knows nothing about hip-hop media, hip-hop news. So it was kind of funny to see how Rick Ross was kind of spinning him. But one thing he did do that, we did appreciate, he did at least try to offer pushback against Rick Ross. Like whenever Rick Ross will go off on these tangents about one of the people he brought up, Patrick Bet-David will have somebody actively try to debug Rick Ross. Even now, when Ross is bringing up the fact that 50 Cent is broke, he pulled up an article of 50 Cent paying his son $10,800 a month, which again, it's a fake article. That doesn't happen. Rick Ross will take that opportunity though to bring up 50 Cent's son, the young one, who's I think is 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, the one that he be calling Bruce Lee. That's the one with the Diddy girl. Sorry, 50.
Now I think this is below the belt for Rick Ross, but Rick Ross will tell Patrick Bet-David he took the son fishing. When the mama came on Star Island and she was getting bust down in one of the houses. I'm assuming that's when the mom and Diddy were dating.
Right, take it easy, Flaco.
And Rick Ross and Diddy were cool, so Rick Ross will be over at Diddy's crib. The mom is getting bust down in the house while Rick Ross is taking the son fishing. But he would give the son a nickname, which again, altogether, I think this is below the belt. But Rick Ross and 50 Cent has done, the unbelievable too.
I know his younger son. I met his younger son. I took his younger son fishing before.
This is when you guys were good?
I call him Bruce Leroy. That's him right there, the little Chinese looking one. Yeah.
They say it like that. That's such an evil thing to do. You got the little boy chilling with your enemy. Come on, little boy, let's go fishing. Take you out fishing, little Bruce Leroy. That's what he do.
Did you say the little Chinese looking?
Yeah, he looked like Bruce Lee,
Bruce
Chinese.
Leroy.
That's what I call him.
And you took him fishing?
Yeah.
And 50 knew you're taking him fishing?
I don't know. He may have told his dad, yo, Rose, you know what I'm saying?
Were you guys ever good, the two of you?
Who, his son?
No, you and 50.
No, the son mom used to be on Star Island. And so little man done been there.
I got it. Okay, now I know. I read that story.
And when the mom being...
He might be lying the way he covering his mouth. That story is based in nothing, to be fair. He's got no proof. He's been saying that for a while. We covered a story, him talking about that maybe last year. And I don't know how true that is. I think he just wants to say something really disrespectful.
I was doing whatever she doing, the little man done out,
I got it.
Rick offers to buy 50.
So this is great. I mean,
See?
it sounds
I
like
offered to buy the son of Puppy just because I knew Bruce Leroy. What?
That was below the belt and too much from my perspective. But Rick Ross and 50 Cent has done unbelievably evil things to each other that is hard for me to say this is too much when we have an understanding of what 50 Cent has done to Rick Ross. But this next person, right, that Patrick Bet-David brings up, this one for
Like they real enemies. like the Joker and Batman.
some reason got Rick Ross really pissed off, really heated. He even tried to get Patrick Bet-David not to talk about it. Like he tried to get him like to switch subjects, but Patrick Bet-David wouldn't. So because he wouldn't, Rick Ross just took the opportunity to levy some serious accusations against him.
But there was about a period of my life that I kept bringing people on because I wanted to find out who killed Tupac. So I brought on Freeway Rick Ross. I don't know what it was, probably 10 years ago. I did podcasts 2 times with him.
Oh, man. Yo, you think Flacco thinks that Patrick Bet-David doesn't know about hip-hop. He does. He does a lot of hip-hop guests. I watched Ice Cube on there with him. I watched Charleston White. I mean, I know he's not hip-hop, but like he's tapped in more than you think, Flacco. I'm not calling him tapped in like you. Nobody's tapped in like Flacco. Flacco's is crazy. But for a dude of his age and not necessarily being of the culture, as people say today or whatever, he knows more than you think. Let's say that. And it was no accident that he chose to bring on Freeway Ricky.
Freeway Rick Ross. I don't know what it was. Probably 10 years ago. I did podcasts 2 times with him. And he came on and we spoke. And your name came up.
I bet it did.
When's and the lawsuit, he tried to sue you twice. I've never seen somebody try to sue somebody twice. That at the end, is it true that at the end of the lawsuit, he had to pay for your legal fees?
By now, everybody pretty much knows the story. If you guys are not aware, right, let me remind you guys of some age-old lore that you should be aware of if you're watching this channel. There's a guy from California called Freeway Rick Ross. Now,
the real Rick Ross, with the TV show Snowfall was pretty much his life story, at least the first season.
Ross' entire story in terms of his drug dealing past, being a kingpin,
Major.
That right there was Rick Ross imitating the life and career of Freeway Rick Ross. Rick Ross was a correctional officer. He ain't never sold drugs, but Rick Ross rapped about a lifestyle that Freeway Rick Ross thought was Rick Ross imitating him. So when Freeway Rick Ross, when he got out of jail, Rick Ross sued.
He was like, hey,
the rapper Rick Ross for essentially like copyright infringement, for stealing his life story without giving him any credit. Now, I couldn't possibly understand or know how Rick Ross thought he could get money from the rapper Rick Ross. I just don't understand like how what crime would that have been? Right? Like, yo, if he would have won, imagine how many other lawsuits there would be, right? Like, imagine how somebody, hey, listen, right?
All those dudes with the ridiculous Italian names. Don't even get me started on that.
It was stupid, but he sued. Now, not only did he lose the lawsuit, but he owed the rapper Rick Ross lawyer fees. Now, the rapper Rick Ross hates to talk about the real Rick Ross. Like, he hates it. Like, every time his name is brought up, it's very short. Now, this...
Because he know he wrong. You can't sue, but you know you're not the real deal. That's like if the actual 50 Cent was still alive.
Time around, he took the opportunity to expose and levy some serious accusations against the real Rick Ross. Now, one of those accusations being that the real Rick Ross is a crack user.
He wasted a lot of people's time. I hope he's coping with the crack addiction that he's been dealing with this whole time, and I hope your listeners, I hope you didn't disappoint your listeners listening to that shit. I just hope, man, you gotta maintain a certain level of quality, and you've allowed it to dip
to
a few times.
Put him on.
I I mean, you should go look at your ratings. Pull up the ratings.
Rob, type in YouTube Rick Ross, Bet David. Let's see how he performed. I don't know actually how he performed, but let's look it up.
Let's look it up.
Type in Bet David and Rick Ross. Watch the cult guy come up first.
So he's trying to insult Patrick by saying that's poor quality having Rick Ross on your show. Got it.
Type in Bet David and Rick Ross. Watch the cult guy come up first. 1.6 million.
The cult guy, you get
Not so bad.
No, but right there, that's Freeway Rick Ross was what, 6 years ago? Click on that. I think it performed pretty well. It did okay, 1.6 million. You want to go to the comment section? Let's see what the audience said.
Rick Ross actually comes back and revisits and double down on accusing Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, of using crack. We'll get there shortly. But I aspire to.
He may have used crack. I'm not saying he used crack. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying back in the days, a lot of people used crack. You'd be surprised. You know, in the 80s, especially the guys that were around when it first started, they didn't know what the implications were going to be. And before they even knew it, they had a habit. A lot of our parents, a lot of our, you know, a lot of you young guys, y'all are past the crack epidemic. When I was growing up, it ravaged neighborhoods. When I was a kid, everybody, some kind of way, was affected by it. Let's just say that. And it wouldn't be surprising to me to hear that Rick Ross took that leap. Come on, man. He was pretty much the biggest thing ever on the street level anyway.
Be the hater that like Rick Ross is. So Rick Ross tries to sun the real Rick Ross and says, man, listen, man, like, you wasted your time bringing him on, huh? Then they pulled up the numbers, and dude got 1.6 million views for an interview, right? Listen, the real Rick Ross interview will probably outperform the rapper Rick Ross interview. That's just a fact.
Probably.
So then, Patrick Bet David is petty. He then begins to read the comments, and all the comments is positive and pro the real Rick Ross and anti the rapper Rick Ross. So the rapper Rick Ross
don't like that.
begins to read comments that don't exist. So he just
starts making it up.
Begins to make up comments in his head that don't exist. And then he tells Patrick Bet David that he is diminishing the value of his show by bringing up this dude because this dude ain't nothing. And then he revisits the crackhead accusations and further and double down in accusing the real Rick Ross of being a crack user actively.
So I'm trying to see, I'm giving you my last alley hoop, and I'm trying to see what you're going to do with this one.
It's not an alley hoop.
If you don't respect everyone, then you're disrespecting yourself.
The
real Rick Ross, not the correctional officer wannabe.
Is
feel like this man
informant / crackhead.
Was he the reason why you named yourself what you named yourself, or not at all? Was there any influence there?
Not at all. You just picked Rick Ross out of the sky.
He's a crackhead. What are you talking about? Pull up crack. Pull up smoking crack. Freeway smoking crack. This what you should be talking about on your.
Him smoking crack.
You let me down. You're disappointing me because
he don't need nothing from you, and he giving you a real honest interview. People like Ross are probably used to being surrounded by people who need and want stuff from him and tell him yes to everything. So now he's sitting down to a real interview, and he's being questioned by a curious person. And he knows he's on film, and he's got on his shades. If you could see his eyes, they probably darting all around the place.
Where's the crack? Pull it up. I don't see it. Pull up the headlines.
Oh, the crack. Okay.
You're saying now or back in the days? Because we know back in the days he had issues.
We don't know nothing. I'm asking to pull it up. Yeah. Where's the facts? We talking facts. When he sued me, he had to admit the facts about him being an informant, cooperating with this and
we
that.
know that. We talked about that. That's not
Then
something that we
why
don't know.
you're not? That's what people.
Oh, that was
wanna
the
talk
conversation.
about.
No, and we talked. That's why the interview did well, because we specifically talked about that.
Oh,
He had a
well,
big
you,
role in
You
that.
ain't mentioning it to me.
Oh,
that
no,
he
no, the
was a
question
crack,
I asked
that he was
is-
abusing crack.
Yeah,
I'm sure he
in a big
came and
way.
lied to you and told you he made $3 million a day, and he never did. He ever show you a home?
No.
Did he ever show you a home?
He said he owned
Did he
a
show you his
building.
car collection?
No.
Did he show you his watch collection? What the $3 million a day? Where was it going to? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
thank you.
it's-
Thank you. Thank you. This
Yes.
PBD. your listeners deserve better. This is Ricky Rose.
Did he at all inspire the name, though? That's the only question.
Ross Ray Lee.
But I've answered that 3 times.
I don't think you did. I think you went to crack, and I know he had the crack issue.
Why would
He
a crackhead
introduced it to a lot of young kids, and it was a bad thing?
Why would a crackhead inspire the boss Rick Ross to want to be the informant? That's not. No, that's why the lawsuit failed.
So the
brother.
two of you guys have never spoken one-on-one.
Whack 100 already posted the paperwork for, the real Rick Ross, where apparently he took the stand, he testified against somebody or give statements against somebody. However, he claims that person told on him first, so he's returning the favor. It's all crazy. But the rapper Rick Ross is being disingenuous right now. When the rapper Rick Ross was trying to figure out his stage name, when he was trying to build his persona, when he was a correctional officer, you think he knew that the real Rick Ross gave a statement at some point? No, that's fairly new. That's fairly brand new. Now, Rick Ross winning this lawsuit doesn't prove that he didn't copy the name and the image from the real Rick Ross. All it proves is there's nothing in the laws and the statutes saying he can. There's nothing in the rules and the laws that says that he can't name himself after somebody. That's that's simple. That's all that says, right? But he's being very disingenuous because, of course, he copied the real Rick Ross's name.
Where else would he get it from?
Right? Again, down to his backstory, which was fraudulent, right? Down to his history, his lore, his everything. It all came from the story of the real Rick Ross. So for him to try to downplay him as just a rat is crazy, bro.
Brother, you lowering the standards of the interview now. We can't focus on crack.
If I ran a poll,
We can't focus on crack. I have a car show coming out that's so huge. My dentist, shout out to Dr. Mario Montoya. There's people out here that Freeway Rick Ross, he could have used a teeth cleaning. Did you offer him a teeth cleaner?
I should have.
Heavy plaque.
You think so?
Oh man, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And
But you guys never met,
I got a dentist office. We actually was during.
I know. Wait till I get this YouTube on. Y'all gonna know when I come. I got the Gucci Manes and all evens. They got the back teeth in the front.
Lawsuit. Yeah, he reached out to shake my hand and I didn't shake his hand. He said it in an interview.
He said he called you in 2008, and he said sometime you guys
He never called me.
He said, and you offered to help him or something like that.
Stop. Big cap. If I offered to help him, why would he sue and not get nothing? Come on, man. You got to be smarter than that.